Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nina, otherwise known as Sinfulpluto, and today we are doing some messages. We're pulling some messages for the water signs today: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I'll be leaving down below the timestamps for all the signs so that you can just go ahead and check out your sign. But yes, I'm so excited. Happy Taurus season. Welcome to Taurus season. I'm a Taurus rising, so the sun is in my first house. I'm very excited, and yeah. Let's just go ahead and get started. I'll be starting off with Cancer. My little Cancer babies. I'm a Cancer stallion, bro. My God. All right, so let's see what you need to know, Cancer, for Taurus season. This may apply to Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. All right, what's going on for Cancer? What does Cancer need to know for this Taurus season? What does Cancer need to hear? All right, so we have the Empress that flipped over. I love that. We have the Empress. You could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra, or this could just be your energy. We have the Moon. You could be dealing with a Pisces. We have Death. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, although like you literally don't have to be. But we have the Empress, the Moon, Death card. We have Temperance. Jesus Christ, so many major arcana cards. I love this. I love this for you. Could be dealing with Sagittarius. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the World reversed. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hierophant reversed. And under that is the 10 of Wands. So right off the bat, Cancer, it seems that this Taurus season, there's some sort of like awareness being brought upon the burdens that you carry on your shoulders. It seems that there might need to be some sort of restructuring in terms of what you carry on your shoulders, whether the burdens that you carry on your shoulders are worth carrying. Restructuring in terms of how you deal with your responsibilities and with your obligations, and a restructuring in terms of, I think, being a lot easier on yourself rather than feeling like you have to carry all of these things at once. I also feel like some of you are being asked this Taurus season to accept the help of others rather than trying to do everything on your own. It seems that there has to be like, there's just some sort of structure needs to break down, some sort of like really outdated habit, something that you've been doing for a while, whatever that might be. And it could be relating again to something to do with burdens or stress, or like carrying the burdens of others, learning how to properly deal with stress or with responsibilities or with obligations. Being careful of biting off more than you can chew, just doing enough at a time so that you're productive and that you're busy, but that you're not stressing yourself out and that you're not overwhelming yourself, if that kind of makes sense. So that's really interesting. This could also be, especially with this Empress card, some of you could be dealing with like a restructuring in terms of how you view yourself, how you view how you view yourself in this world. A restructuring in terms of whether you believe that you're beautiful or whether that you believe that you are worthy. It feels like some of you are being asked to really kind of go on this journey in terms of self-love, which sometimes can sound so corny, but it really seems like you're being called to embrace yourself, to be confident of yourself, and to be confident of all of your qualities, both good and bad, to just embrace yourself for who you are rather than trying to hide certain parts of you or feel ashamed for certain parts of you. It feels like you're really being called to be empowered, to feel empowered, to step onto your own throne of beauty and of confidence and so on and so forth. I feel like Some of you may already be feeling this energy of being empowered, of feeling loved, feeling worthy of love, feeling like you can do anything, feeling like, you know, there's nothing and that can basically stop you, you know, just being in your bag. It feels like some of you may be dealing with like subconscious things or things that have been ingrained into your subconscious for a very long time regarding your worth or regarding your beauty or whatever the case might be. Some of these things or like some of like these shadows might be coming to the surface and it might be really uncomfortable to deal with, but it seems that it's going to be really worth it for you to just like deal with it, to like chug on through, to do the work, to do the healing so that you can embody this Empress energy of like beauty, abundance, and confidence and empowerment and sensuality and so on and so forth. And so there is this transformation. It seems like there's kind of like a death to an aspect of yourself or a death to a phase of your life, which seems really beautiful. It seems that some sort of cycle is finally coming to an end, whether this is in terms of how you view yourself, in terms of like your confidence levels or how you treat yourself, whether you have been treating yourself badly or if you treat yourself kindly and with compassion and empathy. It seems that you're asked to find a balance between the physical world and like the emotional world. Like being careful of not placing so much value on your physical looks because they do not entirely define you. And learning how to place a little bit more value in terms of like what's on the inside and what you can emotionally or mentally or spiritually provide for not only yourself but for others, but yourself first, essentially. Not caring so much about how other people view you, not caring so much about how other people perceive you or anything like that, worrying about how you feel about yourself, and that's that, you know, that sort of thing. Not caring whether people accept you or think that you're weird or think that you're pretty or whatever. It doesn't matter how people think of you. It only matters how you think of you. And so it seems that you're kind of being called to go like follow through with that journey. Again, some of you might already be doing so, and if not, then it seems that you need to start going through the process of facing your shadows, of facing whatever, you know, ingrained habits or beliefs that you have within yourself that just don't serve you, that don't help you, that block you, that delay you, whatever the case might be. Like acknowledging those shadows and accepting that they are a part of you and that they may not necessarily always lead, like they might not necessarily leave you or just be gone once you face them, but they're a part of you, and learning how to manage them and, you know, face the world with your shadows by your side rather than running away from your shadows, if that kind of makes sense. We have the world reverse, which talks about cycles repeating themselves, history repeating itself. So if this is something if issues with confidence or self-worth have just been like an ongoing cycle of like trying to help yourself but not really knowing how to, and then falling back into old habits, this shows how this like needs to end. And with the Death card, it shows that these cycles are coming to a close sooner or later. And also, whatever ongoing issues or like repeating history that you have, whether with an earth sign or with someone that who you know just isn't good for you, who you know just doesn't bring out the good in you, or who doesn't appreciate you, or who doesn't just love you for who you are, who kind of continues perpetuating whatever like beliefs have been ingrained into your subconscious. Maybe it's time to finally dump them and kind of just like leave them to the side, you know, kick them to the curb. But for others of you, maybe whatever like subconscious things that have been ingrained in you stem from this person, whether this is like a father figure or like a provider in some way in your life, whether it's like a mom or a dad or a guardian of sorts, or even a friend, whoever this is, whether it's an earth sign or just someone who like provides for you in some way, or who is just some sort of provider in general. Maybe that's where this comes from. and maybe there has been some sort of unfinished business with this person. Maybe for some of you, you're being called to finally end that cycle with this person so that you can continue going on so that you can continue your own healing journey and balancing things out on your own, perhaps without the approval of this person, or without seeking the validation of this person, or seeking the acceptance of this person. Does that kind of make sense for you, Cancer? It seems like a really like a major growth period for you, Cancer, and it seems like it might feel uncomfortable, as is any sort of transformation, but it does seem very worth it, and it seems at the end of the day, it may very well really help you, and it might make you feel a lot better within yourself and a lot more secure within yourself. So yeah, heal whatever relationship that you have with anyone who may have invalidated you in some way, or made you feel like you're not good enough, or whatever the case may be. Doesn't mean that you have to like forgive them, or it doesn't mean that you have to like talk to them or have them in your life, you know, just heal whatever thing went on. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope it helps. I hope it resonates. And with that being said, I will talk to you later. Hi Scorpio, welcome or welcome back. My name is Nina, and today we are pulling some cards for you to see what message you need to hear for Taurus season. So this may apply to Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Excuse me, keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone, and that is okay. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus this Taurus season? Holy shit. What do they need to hear? Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What do they need to hear? Yo, I swear to God. Okay. So one card fell out. We have the Eight of Cups. Okay, moving forward. We have the Emperor. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries. Maybe some of you need to walk away from an Aries, or maybe this is just your own energy. We have the Page of Cups. Okay. Ten of Swords. King of Pentacles. And the World reversed. Interesting. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. And under that is the Ace of Swords. All right. So right off the bat, let me just say real quick. Some of you need to start taking initiative in terms of following your own dreams. Okay. Some of you need to start taking initiative and push yourself out of your comfort zone. You need to start being a boss ass bitch. You need to start being a leader in your own life. Lead by example and follow your dreams, whatever those are. You need to start taking initiative to do that. I swear to God. That's the first thing that comes here. You need to follow your passions, and you need to start making moves. You need to start doing something, right? We have the Eight of Swords, which is moving forward, letting go of the past. Okay, some of you need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You need to let go of anything that may be holding you back. Or maybe some of you need to move, maybe not right now because of everything that's going on, but like there has to be movement. There has to be forward movement in some way. The Emperor, again, some of you may need to walk away from an Aries, or someone who is like a boss leader in some way, or someone who's controlling. If not, the Emperor is your energy, or it needs to be your energy. Some of you need to move forward and take very sure strides in terms of following your dreams. Okay, some of you might be called to be to start your own business. If you have been wanting to start your business, do it now. I swear to God, do it now. Or plant seeds to get something done, whether it's starting your own business, whether this is networking with other people so that you can, start integrating into whatever industry you're trying to get into. Or I don't know, just like start doing research, do something. You need to start taking action towards whatever it is that you are wanting to pursue, because we have the Page of Cups, right? This is an idealist. This is a dreamer. This is someone who has a lot of fantasies, someone who has a lot of things that they want to do, okay? Some of you might have a lot of aspirations, a lot of goals. And with this Emperor, this is saying, okay, you need to, this is like your inner child. You need to make the dreams of your inner child come true, but this can be done through decisive action, through taking initiative, by being a leader in your own life, by leading by example, by connecting with people, by reaching out to people, by doing anything that will get your foot in the door, essentially, okay? That's one thing. And also not letting anyone get in the way of that, okay? The Emperor card, the way that she's looking, her posture, everything, this is like, I'm not letting anyone get in the way of what I want. You don't let anyone get in the way of what you want, of your aspirations, no matter how much they try to discourage you, no matter how much they tell you that it's not possible, no matter how much they try to push you down or lead you another direction. If there's something that you want, you go for it and you insist on that, okay? You don't be just some soft ass bitch and say, oh, okay, I'm just gonna do this instead. No, if you want something, you go for it. That's one thing. That's one thing, okay? And we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck, needing to take on a new direction. Taking on a new direction, following your passions, following a creative pursuit, something, okay? Ten of Swords, something has to end, okay? For some of you, something needs to be released from your life, whether this is actually a person or a situation or a physical location. Again, maybe some of you need to move. Also, like, maybe not like now with everything going on, but maybe a move has to take in place, in which case, start planning that shit out, like start looking, researching. Okay. Ten of Swords is something that needs to be released. So there's this energy of something needing to be released so that you can start something new, essentially, okay? The King of Pentacles could also be your energy of wanting to build a stable lifestyle for yourself, a lavish lifestyle for yourself. And if this is the case, in order to get here, you have to get here. Like, you have to embody this Emperor energy and start taking initiative and action and embody this Martian energy. Obviously, you are co-ruled by Mars, Scorpio. So use that Martian energy to get what you want, okay? Be diligent, be committed. If there's something that you want, you don't let anyone get in the way of that, okay? You persist and you persevere, and that's that. All right? So if you want to live a lavish lifestyle, like, you know what to do, all right? The World reversed and the Page of Cups. Okay, so with this World reversed and with this Page of Cups, it seems that this cycle of always being stuck in dreamland but never really doing anything to bring your dreams to reality needs to come to an end, okay? The thing about the Page of Cups is that even though, yes, Page of Cups is a dreamer, lots of aspirations, lots of fantasies, lots of like innovative ideas, they sometimes have a hard time bringing these ideas into the material world, either because they don't know where to start or because they are just kind of lazy, and because it's a lot easier to fantasize about it than to put in an initiative. Or they don't do it because they fear that if they try, then they'll end up disappointed because there's the potential of the thing not turning out the way that they wanted it to, not turning out as perfectly as they want it to, or not working out the way that they had planned, right? Like they just get so caught up on this ideal of everything turning out very perfectly, picture perfect, very fantastical. And they forget to be realistic in that, there are certain bumps in the road that you sometimes, have to experience in order to get to the goal that you want to be. So this seems like that cycle has to end. If there's something that you want to pursue, you need to get out of your own mind and get out of this mindset that it's going to somehow disappoint you. Also, for some of you, there might need to be some sort of planning that takes place, okay? Page of Cups is like lots of ideas, but they don't know how to plan because they're so abstract. So there has to be some sort of balance between turning the abstract into something a little bit more tangible or into something more understandable or concrete. Maybe you can ask for the help of someone else to help you bring the thing into a more concrete way so that you can move along with the planning or whatever. But also, if you're just not the type to plan. If you're the type to just kind of go into things and doing things very abstractly without any sort of routine or without any sort of structure, bringing a sense of structure into this planning or into whatever project or whatever thing that you are trying to pursue or want to pursue, that might really help you. It might really push things forward for you. And again, if you need the assistance of someone else to do that, by all means do that, okay? But just like sitting back and just laying in this fantasy world and thinking, oh, I really want that, but then like not doing anything, you're kind of wasting your potential there. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. You know, that's what I have. That's gotta end. Let go of anything that holds you back. Let go of anything or anyone who just isn't serving you, who is holding you back, who is holding you back from living out your best potential. But also, it really seems like you need to start taking initiative, and you need to step away from that which is comfortable and step into the unknown. You need to start moving. You need to start doing things, okay? That's what it looks like. So with that being said, Scorpio, I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. With that being said, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. Today we are pulling some cards for you for this Taurus season. Any messages that you need to hear for Taurus season. This may apply to Pisces sun, moon, rising, or Venus. So keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it may not apply to everyone, and that is okay. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest that doesn't. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Shit. All right, so what's going on for Pisces this Taurus season? What do they need to know? This Taurus season. Okay, so that was quick. We have the Star reversed. We have the Two of Cups reversed. Six of Swords. The Devil reversed. Ten of Wands reversed. Knight of Pentacles reversed. And then bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords reversed. So this could be you or another person. Queen of Swords reversed is someone like very cold. Someone who is like really harsh or just like does or says something to you that is like really harsh or really cold or in some way. Maybe this is someone who like cut you off out of nowhere or just like did something that you were not expecting them to do. And maybe this makes you feel a little bit confused or lost in some sort of way. Again, this just could be your energy, Pisces, where you're the one cutting people off, where you're the one who is just like being very cold, kind of ruthless, not really giving people the time to explain themselves, or not wanting to listen to other people. Maybe looking at things from a very black or white sort of perspective. So yeah, we have the Star reverse, which talks about taking matters into your own hands. Maybe you are the one who took matters into your own hands in terms of severing some sort of bond, or maybe the person did it towards you, whatever the case might be, right? The severing of a bond or the breaking of a friendship, whether it's like, or the breaking of like a romantic thing. Maybe it was something kind of sudden for you. Maybe this person kind of just like got fed up, or maybe you got fed up with the whole situation and you decided to just like, you know, be done with it and no longer deal with the situation, whatever it might be. And so it leads to like this energy of moving forward. Perhaps there was inconsistency within this relationship, whether it was romantic or platonic. With this Knight of Pentacles reverse, maybe there was consistency that might have led to the decision to move forward and, you know, cut things off the way that they did. Let's see. Devil reverse talks about releasing oneself from certain chains. Reclaiming one's power and like not allowing themselves to be like walked all over, if that kind of makes sense. So some of you may have taken the initiative in terms of cutting things off with someone or moving on from a situation because you no longer wanted to feel helpless or powerless, and so you wanted to reclaim your power in that way and not feel like this other person somehow had control over you, or again, the roles may have been reversed. It seems as though some of you this Taurus season might be needing to release some sort of burden from your shoulders. 10 of Wands reversed, some sort of burden from your shoulders. Maybe this is like a situation, or maybe you've been taking on the burdens of other people, in which case a 2 of Cups reversed talks about needing to implement more self-love into your life so that you don't end up draining yourself. If you, for example, if some of you are finding your purpose in other people, right? Because Star reverse is like feeling like you don't have a purpose. And with everything here, it feels like if some of you are finding your purpose in other people, kind of thinking that other people give you a sense of purpose, that might need to be, that habit or that pattern probably needs to be released, needs to be let go of, because other people don't give you your purpose. That is something that you find within yourself. People only fill a temporary void. That void can't be filled forever. People can't solve whatever issues that you have forever, okay? If there's something that you need to acknowledge within yourself, please do so, rather than using other people to kind of cover it up or to delay that in some way, or to kind of use people to somehow fix whatever inner issues that you have, or, something along those lines. There's some sort of issue of like going back and forth with something, or like not being consistent about something, not being patient enough. Sorry if you heard that. That was the motorcycle outside. Knight of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Pentacles reverse talks about things that are not long-term. Maybe some of you needed to walk away from a situation or from a friendship or something that you didn't see lasting in the long term, that you didn't see lasting for a long time. Which kind of talks about this, which, with the Six of Swords, that would kind of further validate that, how if something doesn't really serve you for the long run, it might be best to release that thing, especially because of the 10 of Wands reverse talks about releasing any sort of burdens that don't serve you. Releasing anything that might feel like dead weight, so to speak. If you don't see that thing or that person in your life, maybe like a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's, it might, if you don't see that thing from a certain point or until a certain point in your life, I guess that kind of begs the question, like, is it really worth having this person? Is it really worth sticking around? Is it really worth, trying to make things work or whatever the case might be? Or might it somehow be a dead weight to you? Does that kind of make sense? Some of you might be feeling emotionally overwhelmed by a sort of situation with a Queen of Swords reversed. It doesn't always have to be someone who's like ruthless and cold and harsh. It can sometimes be the other end of the spectrum of someone who is like really emotionally overwhelmed, someone whose judgment is clouded, and they make emotionally impulsive decisions. If this is the case, be mindful of making emotionally impulsive decisions just because you feel like you're somehow powerless or vulnerable in a situation. Try to look at things objectively before you make any sort of major decision, which could possibly include the severing of a bond or the severing of a friendship or relationship, whatever the case might be. Be mindful of the things that you're cutting off, and that you're not just doing it just to feel like you're somehow in control of your own life and of your own self. This could also just resonate with, the person, with another person. It doesn't have to be your energy. Maybe this is something that they are dealing with in regards to their relationship with you. So also for some of you, there might need to be some sort of like release of beliefs or burdens or some sort of weight in regards to like what you think a relationship should be, or what you think your role should be in a relationship. Also, some of you just might need to release certain people in your life that just do not serve you, that make you feel powerless or make you feel like they're taking too much from you, or if they're not reciprocating the energy that you're not giving, that you're giving to them, if that kind of makes sense. If you are in relationships that are very like superficial, or if you have relationships in your life, whether they're platonic or romantic, whatever the case might be, if you are engaging in relationships that are very superficial and like based on superficiality or like very surface level, the Devil card reverse says how that it might be best to take matters into your own hands in terms of distancing yourself from this person or walking away from this sort of relationship, especially if it's not providing you any sort of emotional fulfillment. If it's just purely like a physical thing, perhaps this is something worth releasing or worth like just looking at and seeing if it's something that you want to continue with pursuing. Does that kind of make sense, darling? For some of you, you may have had like some sort of friendship, or maybe you have recently met someone where you felt like, oh my god, like this person is the one, or maybe you felt like it was like divine timing or something along those lines. But maybe as you further got to know the person, that feeling kind of started to fade away. And if that's the case, it's okay if you walk away or put distance between you and that person, especially if you don't see anything long term with them, you know. So yeah. That's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that this was helpful. I hope it resonates with you in some way, and I will talk to you later. Bye.